James Gunn is the DCU messiah. His gun don't jam. Listen, y'all, this is how you make a Superman movie. It's your casual cinema, bro. Let's get to it.
Gotta get back to the fray.
Listen, Superman takes place 3 years into his career. He's the new hot super on the scene. You know, he can do no wrong in the eyes of the people, except for his biggest hater, tech billionaire Lex Luthor. Now, I've never seen a man hate this hard since Kendrick Lamar. Lex devises a plan to turn the people against the Man of Steel. You know, he convinces the people that Superman is using the Viltrumite playbook. He's here to enslave us all. He's here to be one freaky ass alien and have a harem woman to restore the Kryptonian race. Now it's up to Superman, Lois Lane, and the Justice Gang to clear his name so he could save the day. Now let's get into what I thought about this movie. The tone and the vibe. James Gunn was in his bag. I love when a director truly cares about the film he is making. He held nothing back. We got the action, we got the romance, we got the comedy. Superman felt like a comic book Saturday morning cartoon. It didn't try to take itself too seriously until it had to. There was a kaiju attack. Then we have a dimensional imp attacking the city while getting hit over the head with a cartoonish bat. Shout out to the Green Lantern. Lex Luthor's so evil, he keeps his ex-girlfriends in prison with the metahumans. Which, I'm not gonna lie, may not be a bad idea. And he even has a staff full of monkeys posting hate comments about Superman on social media. And whoever came up with super shit, get that monkey an extra banana. However, at the snap of the finger, all that Saturday morning comic book feeling can take a backseat for something more emotional, something more intense, which I'm not gonna lie, you have to be good at what you do to be able to balance so many different things in your movies. So shout out to James. Now, is this your Superman? Listen, I thought David Cornsweet in this iteration of Superman was perfect for this new era of DCU. We got Superman that isn't a godlike figure. The first time we see him, he's in the fetal position like Yansha from DBZ. Like, he bleeds just like us. Yes, he's Superman. Yes, he can fly and shoot lasers out his eyes. But at the end of the day, he still has emotion. He still loves. He still fears. He still has anger. He's human. And I think this movie does a great job of showing that. And those are the same characteristics that Superman shows in the All-Star Superman comic run. So I thought David Cornsweet nailed this portrayal of Superman. You know, one of my favorite scenes was when he spoke in third person about himself during the interview scene with Lois.
I don't read that stuff. Superman doesn't have time for selfies.
It's like, dude, this is how he sees himself. He even has an idea of who he wants to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just like us. We can have a beer of this guy. It's not saying you couldn't have a beer of any of the other Supermans, but it's just he felt like a everyday person. Now, I will admit, he did come off a little gullible, a little too corny at times, but listen, this is only his third year being Superman. And this movie is probably his first official test. I don't know why superheroes have to be seasoned vets or jaded in their first ever movie appearance or arc and everything. Like, let's give them time to grow. This is the first movie into this new era. For anyone who didn't like the Superman, you might get what you want later down the line. Now, let's talk about the biggest hater, Lex Luthor. Nicholas Hoult, his Lex Luthor is already a top 10 hater of all time, in my opinion. He captured the hate one needs to have to play this role. Like, Superman's not an easy guy to hate on. Corny, yes. Annoying, yes. But hate? If you hate Superman, it's like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? I can't wait to see what more they do with his character down the line. Keep in mind, he planned everything out for 3 years before making his actual move. Just know this guy's smart and calculated. Arrogant, but calculated. Fun fact, Nicholas Hoult actually auditioned for the role of Superman, which I thought was great because imagine the hate you're able to conjure up when acting against a guy you feel like, damn, I should have had this role, or I could have acted better than this. Now, speaking about who could have acted better, let's talk about Lois Lane. I thought Rachel's Brosnahan, Lois Lane, I'm sorry if I butchered her name, didn't land the way I thought it would. I saw the vision. The potential was there, but I just needed more. The only time I saw Lois being Lois was during the interview scene with
Superman.
Miss Lane.
And that was so Lois Lane. The problem, in my opinion, was the addition of Jimmy Olsen. He did all the heavy lifting when it came to figuring out Lex Luthor's grand plan. I didn't really see her getting her investigation bag. You know, granted, Jimmy did have the inside scoop, but damn, talk about putting your name on a project that was 90% done. Hopefully they can improve on that in the next movie. Some quick points. James Gunn, please, I beg of you, fix the CGI. It looked bad, man. I can't cut you slack there. But Mr. Terrific is terrific. His fight scene with the T-Spheres, so creative. I need more. I do believe this is the best portrayal of Jimmy Olsen we've gotten in a long time. I think he's been a forgotten character in these Superman movies. Papa Kent with his scene with Clark Kent was chef kiss. I think that was the real emotional tug we needed as far as seeing Superman or seeing Clark as a human being. You know, him telling him, you know, your parents aren't here to define you. We're here to give you the tools and watch you make a fool of yourself. You know, the actions you make, those are the actions that define you. And I just thought that scene was so heartwarming and just very emotional when watching it. In conclusion, this new era of DC is here and I'm here for it. This is a very human take on these characters that we have seen many times over the year. Was this a perfect film? No, but this is a film that's heading in the right direction. There's no better person than Superman to lead the charge. Is your casual cinema bro? Like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.